何か用か？何か用か？
アマテラス大神が近くにいると少々乾いてしまうので、できればあまり近くには行きたくありませんね。
袖打ち振りし心知りきや意味を問うのは野暮というものなのです。袖打ち振りし心知りきや意味を問うのは野暮というものなのです。
海底散歩などいかがですか？アクアインペリウム、アクアインペリウム、マリナレガリ。
こんなのは私にかかれば朝飯前なのです。
巻き上がる。マリナレガリ。オーラティオ、オーラティオ、アクアインペリウム、アクアインペリウム、アクアインペリウム、アクアインペリウム、巻き上がれ。オーラティ
オ、源氏物語。こんなのは私にかかれば朝飯前なのです。
大抵の子供たちはそれでは共に参りましょう。マリナレガリ。
こんなのは私にかかれば朝飯前なのです。
オーラティオ。やはり海の中とは勝手が違います。
ご行術の知識を使いましょうか。
よくやりましたね。
行くのです。
よくやりましたね。みんなこの力あなたのために振るいましょう。オーラティオ、オーラティ
お 困りのようなのですね。私でよければお手伝いするのです。
海の底から見たそれでは共に参りましょう。アクアインペリウム、アクアインペリウム、マリナレガリ。
こんなのは私にかかれば朝飯前なのです。
巻き上がれ。マリナレガリ。
こんなのは私にかかれば朝飯前なのです。
オーラティオ、アクアインペリウム、アクアインペリウム、アクアインペリウム。
こんなのは私にかかれば朝飯前なのです。
オーラティオ、オーラティ
お困りのようなのですね。
オ。もはや大したこともできませんから、マリナレガリをしないでください。
私にかかれば朝
アクア
飯前なのです。
インペリウム、波に抱かれなさ
こんなのは私にかかれば朝飯前なの
い。
です。
巻き上がれ。アクアインペリウム、アクアインペリウム、
お困りのようなのですね。私でよければお手伝いするのです。
母なる海の力見せてあげましょう。オーラティオ、オーラティオ。私は再び神と相まみえようとは思いませんね。あの争いでは多くの命が消えましたから。皆そこの結果、この力あなたのために振るいましょう。アクアインペリウム、
こんなのは
アクアイ
私
ンペリウム、
にかかれば朝飯前なのです。
アクアインペリウム、
こんなのは私にかかれば朝
ア
飯
クアイン
前なのです。
ペリウム、アクアインペリウム、マリナレガリ。
こんなのは私にかかれば朝飯前なのです。
オーラティオ、アクアインペリウム、アクアインペリウム、アクアインペリウム、アクアインペリウム、巻き上がれ。オーラティオ、オーラティオ。見てください。さあどこへ行きましょうか。マリナレガリ、好きなところへ連れて行ってあげましょう。アクアインペリウム、
こんなのは私にかかれば朝飯前なの
波
です。
に抱かれなさい。波に抱かれなさい。私は再び神と相まみえようとは思いませんね。この力あなたのために振るいましょう。オーラティオ、オーラティ
オ。もしかして式神なのかですってどちらだと思います？ お困りのようなのですね。
あなたには私がついています。
Fuck! Hi, Darklyn. I've been muted for like 20 minutes. Thank you for telling me that. PS5 does that. I was telling stories. I was doing all this shit. Holy fuck, thank you. Thank you so much. PS5 by default starts muted, even if I plug in the mic, and I that still catches me. It's still, I've had music playing, I've been talking. I was like, fuck, it's a tough crowd. No one's talking to me. But thank you so much. Wow, I have a lot of things to re-say. Holy moly. So hello everybody. Welcome to an episode of Aurogiri, of us farming. So, where to begin? So I'm really excited. I'm about to have my first work vacation ever, like my first official vacation. I booked this vacation in in January or February. I booked vacation, and I was last pick, and there were 3 weeks open in July. Originally, I wanted like the week after Christmas because I had that off last year and it was awesome. But someone had it, so then I put in 3 weeks in July were open, and I could either put 1 week, 2 week, or 3 weeks all at one time, and then wait for my turn to come again. And I only had 3 weeks to put, so I put 3 weeks all in July because it was open. And I'm like, sweet, I'm gonna have 3 weeks off in a row in my first year being full time. Like, this is amazing. And that starts next week, next Sunday. So that's pretty exciting. So earlier, when I wasn't being transmitted through the headset, I said, I'm gonna put my boost on once I get to the boss, because that's a pro tip, and then I forgot to do it, and I was like, shit. But I remembered the second run. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I'll get 40 hours a week. Yeah. And all week this week, like I was offered to go in for double time tomorrow on my day off, but I didn't want to because of my vacation. But because of that, throughout the week I actually stayed later every day, like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I stayed after to like get the equivalent of coming into my day off. So that was pretty good. So I did that all week. I stayed till 2 in the morning. And then here we are. I ended up doing like a short 4-hour shift today, in and out. Didn't even feel like I worked. It wasn't even busy. I just sat in a chair all day. It was awesome. I worked maybe like an hour's worth in the time I was there because there was just nothing to do. But yeah, so my first official vacation begins. I'm really excited. It's supposed to be bad weather the rest of this week, like rains and winds and things like that. But it's July. Like it's not going to be bad. I'm excited. Like to get the summer off, my first year working there, like that's unheard of. But yeah, I also asked. I was also talking about this event. You know, I was saying like this event right now. It's it's nothing new. Like there's nothing pressingly new that you must do. Oh, what's you saying? I just started working, and I work 3 to 5 hours. It's my first time with a real job. It's so hard to work for 5 hours. You just gotta. It'll come. Soon enough, 5 hours will feel like the standard, and 3 hours will feel like nothing. Thanks, man. Yeah, I do a lot of extra hours and working and stuff. I've had a couple weeks off here and there because we're allowed to bank our overtime and use it for time off, things like that. And I've gotten probably 3 or 4 weeks of that, even though I've saved up like more time worth. Like in my work bank, I still have like 120 hours I could use that I built up, basically. Or at least 100 hours, which is the equivalent of like 2.5 weeks worth. So, like if ever there's an opening or we're like fully staffed and they say, oh, we have way too much staff, I can say, oh, well, I'll use my time, I'll be gone for the week or whatever. So my work definitely has a lot of options and It's really accommodating and stuff. Like I said, like with my mom being hurt last week, this week, I've only been coming in for half days, but I've been paid for them. Like instead of going in at 2 o'clock, I go in at 6, and that's my day. I just do like 6 to 10, but this week I stayed later because it's like, well, I've barely been here anyway, so it wouldn't really be much. It wouldn't be hard on my body to like stay till 2 in the morning. So pretty much all week I worked 6 to 2, and it wasn't too bad. But in terms of Oni, right now, because of the update, I didn't get a big chance to talk last time I streamed because, yeah, she is doing a lot better. She is. The last time I streamed, I thought I had more time to discuss and talk about the update, but apparently, like, my mom thought, no, like, I have to cook this food now, even though it's only supposed to be ready in, like, 2 hours. I'm like, well, okay. So anyway, not much really changed from this update to the last one. Basically, Purgatorium Abyss switched to Purgatorium Tensho. And like I said in that stream, it's kind of disincentivized running Purgatory because it's not as lax. Like if this is a precedent and it's not just because of that Toraba event that they wanted to limit, because I think that could be a thing why we didn't get something special. I feel like there's a lot more pressure. Like if you're going to do Purgatorium, it can't be like a haphazard decision. It has to be you're either going all in, you're grabbing the Yogi, or you're not going in at all because of the nature of junk. Personally, if they're going to give us half the time to do this stuff, they should give us double the rewards or make things cost half as much. Maybe. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Personally, I think junk should just never go away. Or not junk, but Purgatorium treasures. If treasures never went away, Purgatorium would be something people would do a lot more. Type of job I have a government job. I don't want to go too into it, but I'm in the I deal with parcels and stuff. I basically like I'm like forklift certified and all that stuff, and I can load trucks, deliveries. I don't deliver, but I load the trucks. Things like that. Like we dispatch stuff, we talk to drivers and get them to bring things from place to place. Transportation, really. What else we got here? But yeah, like this update, it's not much different. Like chocolate is still here. Like I know some people wanted to get the scraps, they never got around to the scraps because they thought they'd have more time. And like you can still do the whole chocolate thing. The exchange shop didn't reset. You know, I wouldn't mind if the shop reset, but it was the exact same thing. You could just buy stuff twice because I'd get more scraps. But as we know, as we looked, the Neon Coral Pond did not change. The chocolate event did not change. They just added achievements for doing dungeons. And changed the Purgatorium from Abyss to Dragon Art Tensho. And I am interested in getting at least the Tensho Oki. I'm not going to get the Tensho weapon, the 133. I'm not going to do that. But I am going to want to try to get 1,000 medals for the Ogi, because I missed out on it last time. I was going to get it, but then I worked too much. I got about 400 medals or something, and then... So I remember Mocha was doing it, and I just started running it with them, and we did like a shit ton of runs. But this time around, just like I did with the Purga Abyss, I'm going to try and get the Ogi, because those Ogis are cool. Like, I like that. Can I get a bandana? No. But yeah, like I'm personally a fan of events like this, where events or updates, let's say. It's not really an event so much as it's an update, but it's just like a chill one. Like you have options. Your energy is very important. It's energy management is super key. But at the same time, I have the liberty to, you know, do what I'm doing now, farm Anra, you know, do whatever. And I'm not tempted to roll the Nyanquoro pawn because I already did that. I spent way too much, but I did end up getting the Sublime, which, you know, was an awesome turn of events. And I was really happy to get Rolling Thunder Sublime, despite it costing way much. I could have got a 5-scroll Vanguard for the price of that thing. But it's one of those things. If I say I'm gonna get something, like, chances are I'm gonna get it, and unless it's complete, like if I don't get a single bit of it in a certain amount, but you know, it's case by case. Because there's definitely Vanguards I've given up on, like Lunastasia, like $300 and not getting more than 3 scrolls. Back in the day. How close am I? I am. I've completed Oni Matatabi, the crab dungeon. I've completed the other dungeon. Basho Island was where I started. And then Anra, I've done about 45 runs. Or at least I have 45 of the ships. And I need to get 40 more bandanas. So, about 1/5 of the way done, Anra. Hello? Who has a death wish? So overall, I'm 2/3 of the way done. The other day, me and Eva farmed the last of the retrograde elixirs and Mephi stuff that I needed, and that went pretty smooth. I learned that Keiji's robot can just go in Mephi's lightning and just not give a shit. If you just spam the first skill, you do not, like, die. You don't take damage. Your time doesn't run out. It was pretty sick. This invincibility frame bastard. Sandal? No. Yeah, I find I would get Jolly Rogers more frequently. Well, really, like, honestly, that could be like a somebody clip that kind of thing. Just like trying to go through the portal. Like when you're going through the portal and it doesn't open, it's like turn around, hello, who has a death wish? And you put those like Nani red eyes in the person's man's like, who the fuck is dead? Because let me reintroduce you. Jolly Rogers was worse for you? Yeah, they just came. Like I didn't mind. I was gonna call her Rukia. What's her name? Riku. I was using Riku and they were coming pretty quick. It's just the method. Like, were you on 200, 300, 100, 50, 0? Like, I'm on 300 the whole way. I don't want to make this a 400 run dungeon. You know, I would rather have 100 Jolly Rogers by the time I get 200 maps. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be in that situation where I get the first drop more than the second drop. You know what I mean? And it was close with Basho. Basho was so bad for me. Me and Zirconium Ore, oh my god. But these striped bandanas, I probably had 20 stripes in the past. I threw them away. But they do not come. Like, I might get like 3 a boost. If that. But I knew this dungeon was like the easiest. Basho was easiest for you? That's good. I mean, what's that? Relatively speaking, like, none of them have been hard, but Basho came really close. Like, I needed a couple Zirconiums, and I just got enough items, like, at the same time. I had enough Zirconium ore, like 3 runs left. Like, I had less than 10 runs on the whole dungeon to do. And get slapped, Kaji. You fucking slapped. Like, I have not gotten a bandana this entire stream. I don't know how long it's been, but... You got your ores, so you finished your... You got ores so much. I finished my ores, like, wow. That's pretty good. That's very good. That's a cool sword staff he's got there. So yeah, like if I have time apart from like I think tomorrow my mom wants to go out for supper. How come I don't use what's his name, Mikami? I never really rolled for Mikami. I have a 3 or 4 scroll Mikami just due to other things. Just like I didn't want him, but he came from other units is what I'm trying to say. But I've never really been like, I'm sure he's very fun to use, but in terms of preference, Leviathan is like my dream mount, so I use Leviathan. When I was farming Central no Koshi no Shirayan there, the tree boss, I would use Raijin, because his wings were just so good at beating low-level mobs. But in general, Leviathan, I just know Leviathan for like the back of my hand. Like I just get a pattern, like I come here, I use Marina Regalia, I miss this guy every time. The sexiest boss. How's it coming? I'm 2/3 of the way done, Pat. I love that one video I made where I put, like, to me those are my favorite videos when I edit them and I put sound effects and all the effects and stuff. Like when I fought Mikami, when I fought Hades, like I love that stuff. Those are my favorite videos. Like finally understanding Mikami, that was the best. Yeah, I only need on the mats. I've had the scapulas and shit for like 9 months. Like ever since the original Shadow Fin event was out, I've had the drops. So in terms of the other islands, Pat, this dungeon, Anra, is the stingiest for the rare drop to me. I never get the bandanas. Although I have 10 and I feel like that's a lot, I have 10 out of 50. So I need to quintuple that amount by the time I get 200 thingies. But eventually, when I was doing Onimatatabi, like the last couple runs of it, I was like speed running myself, like I would race myself. And usually when I first started doing it, like I was doing about, 2-minute runs, 1.5 minutes. It's usually 1:45, like I'd see 1:45, 1:47 all the time. And then I would just race myself, see how things go. And the fastest run I ever did, it put me in the top 10, which is fine, like that's nice. Yes, I did that. I did do that. But I think the fastest I went was 1:20. 1:21. To me, that was pretty good, considering I usually do 1:26, 1:20, 1:47. Sometimes I do 1:30. But the fastest I went was 1:41. I just because on Onimatatabi, the mobs in the first room are random where they spawn. Like, they're never the same. And they just all lined up, and it was like, okay. And, like, you just like, oh, the second island's open? Okay. And you just go, tidal wave them all, blah, 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 go. And you, like, optimize the route later and stuff. That was pretty fun. How much do I boot? Wow, I didn't get a fucking drop. I do 300. That's just what I have in my bars, 300%. Wow, I didn't even get a fucking nothing. I didn't get a boat. I didn't get shit. Like, Onimatatabi, Yeah, I did. Oh, this is normal. About fucking say. On normal, I thought I did 120. I did 128. That's what I did. 128. Yeah. She did 121. Satan girl. Wow, that's fucking fast. But yeah, I did 128. So that was the best one I did. I wish this kept your like top 3 times, just for your personal records. But that was the fastest I'd gone, was 128, and usually I did like 136, 140 something. Yeah, 141 you got Mia, 140's Mandy, 140 Mira, 142 Vandy, 143. To all the Darkfin Islands? The drops, they are cumbersome, absolutely. Yeah, there's duos as well. 5 fucking minutes. Oh my god. Tsukishima. Oni mode? Oh. I guess, duo. Me and Mira did it the number 1 time. I guess. 133. And then 134 with Rukia. 150 with VG. Ah, I see, XS, yes. And then me and VG did 150, 156 with Konako. Ryujin 313. That was years ago. Lyra and Aurelia. Fucking 4 minutes. We probably talked shit the whole fucking time. Oh, that's reminiscent. Are ya? Good luck. We're just running her. But my boost is running too. Fuck. Oh, lucky backs. So I learned that with the experience dungeon, like I've done about 40 minutes of experience dungeon like this week so far. And I learned you can only use 200 tickets at a time. But I still don't know if there's a 300 ticket limit when you're picking them up, when you're running. It used to be there was a 300 ticket limit. And I've never allowed myself to pick up more than like 270. Because I'm like, I'm not about to just waste tickets. So I always go like to the cat and exchange them and stuff. But I still don't know if that, because everything else got changed to like 1,000 carry limit and things like that. But I never let myself do that. Like I literally put ticket 4s in storage. Like, oh. Why am I farming this dungeon? You need its drops to create the frozen shadow weapon. It's a really powerful weapon. It needs drops from Darkfin, and then it needs drops from these islands. I don't think we're ever getting 10 OC restores. I don't think we'll ever see I don't think we'll ever see 10 OC restores ever. And I use a bow when I do it because it makes me feel special. Can't legally answer that question. But when I do experience dungeon, I bring a bow because the crystals are annoying with their shadow balls. So the bow lets me space things out and evade attacks, and it's really handy. But if you're asking me that question, if you get a chance, I made a community post. I made a community post as a meme for Experience Dungeon like 20 minutes ago. And you should check it out. I think you'd like it. It's a meme. I posted it in the Discord as well. I want to get that going. I talked about that. Like, I would love it if I could make an Onigiri meme every day. Like, and even get the community to make Onigiri memes and then assemble them all and just like do like an Onigiri meme review. Like, that'd be awesome. That'd be an awesome thing, just to like have the group have everybody make memes about the game because we all know the shit that's going on. Where is my community? So it's on the YouTube. It's not a PlayStation community, but it's a YouTube community thing. And like it's a community post. Like if you went to my channel and then you went to like community, like if you were on your phone and you like minimized this stream to the bottom and then you clicked on my you know, my profile or whatever, you would be able to go to the community tab and look at community posts. Like I'll usually make memes about updates or whatever and put them there, pictures, or just random things, tell you guys stuff. But I made one for this event. It was on my mind for like 3 days. I'm like, I gotta make that. I gotta make that one. The hell is this music? You see it? Yeah. Yeah, isn't that fucking good? I love that. You know, I'm something of a bow user myself. Model ship, right on. I'm something of a bow user myself. Like I've run for 30 minutes and I've not gotten a single bandana in 30 minutes. This is the worst. You know, I'm something of a bow user myself. Fuck, it's good. I love it. I think so. I think we're going to, now that PC, bless their soul, is out of the picture, I think they're going to adopt us getting 2-week events, whether they're small events, just things to stir the pot, every 2 weeks, unless otherwise stated. It's bad for Purgatory, but in general, like I've always discussed it, we always said every event people are really excited for about a week and a half, then they stop, then they catch up at the end. This way, if it's every 2 weeks there's something new or something different, it's not always something new, people will always have something to do or look at least. But they did announce that this event ends on the 21st. On the 21st of July. So that's another 14 days. And this is kind of like the updates PC would get. Just some little tiny thing like, oh, there's an exchange shop or there's a thing. And we would get those, but they would be, you know, bigger. Like we'd have it, but it would be like a month long. So now they're just like shuffling the deck faster and faster. Hey Penanats, how you doing? That's good. Alright, we need to get a friggin' book or whatever, bandana. Friendship item? Stripe bandana, there it is. We got 1 in 30 minutes, boys. It's gonna be a long fucking stream. A long adventure. Oh no! Are these expired? I saw a coupon. No, okay. I had some Baconator coupons, and I did use them. These are for some spicy chicken or something. I love it when Wendy's brings out Baconator coupons. $5 Baconator. Way better than an $8 Baconator. Oh, I like that song. Why not get updates like Switch? They have everything. But do they have frame rate? Like, Switch could get every... Like, Switch could get every update in the entire world, and I would not play it because I cannot stand how poorly Onigiri performs on it. What's going on? What the fuck's the enemy? Oh. But I didn't see everything you said about the Switch there, so I have to look at that once I load to the next room. Oh, that's what you said. The thing is though, we can't item stack anymore. Like, we can't item stack when we sell, so if these blue drops are like other blue drops, they'll sell for 38 OC a piece. Like, it wouldn't be worth it because this is a free energy dungeon. The only expense you're spending is a boost, and if it's a 200% boost, that's 29 OC. 10 for 10 bucks is not worth it. That's not worth it at all. Think about this. Like, and it's nothing to do with the seller's intent. That's probably the minimum price you can sell them for. Because of how item stacking is. Like, item stacking as it is kind of ruined the mat farming. Like, people can't sell stones because it's ridiculous. You can't sell, like, all the Tiamat drops that you need. You can't sell, like, I guess you can sell cushions. But it's things aren't worth what they're worth, if that makes sense. Like, 2 marrows is not worth 76 OC. Like, 5 marrow, like, I don't even know. But it's not worth that. It depends. That depends ultimately on, and I understand where you're coming from, but that depends on what the object is and how much the person values it and what it takes to get it. Like, you know, for me, this island, farming it for bandanas, right? Now, let's say, for example, I'm only at 50 runs of this dungeon, and I need to do another 150 more runs. I'm having sour luck now, but that could change. That could change in the next 150 runs. If I bought those drops preemptively, I would end up not needing them, as it did with Jolly Roger. I had 64 Jolly Rogers by the time I had 200 maps. So, like, that would only be, like, let's say I already had 200 runs of this dungeon, and I was sitting at 40 out of 50 bandanas. Maybe it'd be worth it. Right, exactly. It, like, just because you know you need it doesn't mean you're not gonna get it later. That's exactly right. Who this? Ora. Wasn't there something for running a shit ton of dungeons? A forest store? For free? Right. I can't see. But at the same time, like were I to suddenly become an OC financial advisor, like it comes down to a point where right now I can confidently say that free OC barely gets you like very much if you rolled. Like you'd be better off like using it for restores or buying boosts themselves once you get enough. I did that on alts. I would log in for a certain amount of time, buy them boosts, and then do the dungeon or the XP dungeon with a 200%, log off, and just do it over time. And I'd get them, and I'd get my resonance. But no, it's not every 30 runs. It's a one-time thing. But it is part of the new achievements. So this update gave everyone $3. Who the fook? Who the fook? There's also some gacha tickets in there, band-aids, buttons, things like that. Marina Regalia. Yes. But listen, if we were PC, think about it. On PC, a full restore is only worth $1. For us, it's worth $3. I know we can't even use normal gacha. I know. Absolutely we can't. Maybe you have a better drop rate. Use Suicune. Fucking ship, gem. If I was somebody that had a fully built Kintoki, I'd be bringing a fully built Kintoki. Just to smack the shit out of this guy. Someone bought my Raretsu fused! Nice! I literally just put that up on... I noticed that in my stall, I had a Raretsu fused for 200. I looked at it, it was ornamented. I said, oh fuck, that's not worth 200, so I dropped it down to 100. Someone bought it. Thank you, person. Thanks. I also want to do that. I want to do like a mag sale. Like my inventory is full of mags. Like I'm not in the mag game anymore. Like I still am, but I'm not. Like if people need like 105s and maybe even some fuse, like if I have the materials or whatever, you know, let me know. Like we can come to a deal. Right. I remember that day. We were in Yamatai Goku. So you made a redux? Oh fuck, see? That's not worth it. But yeah, you wanted the outfits for sure. Alright, change of plans. I didn't get one. I got a Myrtle. Fuck. Hey, Arma, how you doing? Yeah, like, how do you guys feel about your results when rolling recently? Like, to me, rolling has been atrocious. Like, it is not what it's been like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Like, I remember rolling wasn't this bad when Kota Noa came around for the first time. I know. Really? You did Whirlwinds for Marrows? Fuck. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Dog water. Sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me. Aim on him, there you go. Well, I used Free OC to get my Sublime Ogi. I spent like 500 bucks. Couldn't get my Sublime Ogi. Free OC, fucking pop. There it is. It's fuck. I've had a lot of rough rolling every time I rolled recently. But when I rolled for Shikibu, it was rough in terms of getting Shikibu. In terms of getting Vanguards, it was on par. It wasn't like I got, what's her name? Oh fuck yeah, I've had so many runs of 3 hearts, no marrow, 3 hearts, no marrow. I did like 2 runs last night, no marrow. No marrow at all. I never get fucking marrows. I'm on boost, no marrow at all. What was I gonna say? But yeah, like in terms of Vanguards, like I got a lot of Vanguards. Like I got maxed out Sugamo, 4 scrolls of Riku, 2 Shikibus, and I maxed out Kenshin. And I never really had a Kenshin to begin with. So I got 5 Kenshins, 4 Rikus, 5 Sugamos, so 10 Vanguards, 14 Vanguards, 16 Vanguards, and an Orihime and a Makami. So I got like 17 scrolls in total. Riku's pretty good. Yeah, she's good. Like her R1 does damage cap. Like it did like 9 million on the crab. I was like, what the fuck? But she's got some good moves. I've never actually I've used her because 4 scrolls is fine. I don't mind 4 scrolls. It's just the filling up part. But in terms of her mountain, she's very strong. She's surprisingly strong. And Sugamo has those meteors too. Ayaka, Yomiya, and Bale are coming up to Genshin. Right. You know? I don't know if I'll change my tune about the Inazuma characters for Dark Finn. She's busted. I don't fight Dark Finn. I wouldn't know. But in terms of Genshin, like the Inazuma characters, I am interested in. I might get 1 copy of the Archon. It depends how she plays. But in terms of Inazuma, like, I don't know how many of the leaks you've seen, but from what I've seen, I want Sarah. I want the character Sarah. I believe she's going to be a Thunder Archer, maybe a 5-star. But I'm interested in Sarah from design alone. Because you've probably noticed this as someone who plays Genshin, but like as things are, you don't need like once you get 8 good characters and more, there's no room for them. Like what do you do? Like, yeah, they're fun to play and you can do what you want with them, but there's a lot of resources that go into these characters. Like, I have a C5 Kaching, having never specifically rolled for her. And like I have to farm the Electro Cube. Like I do not have her max ascended. I just got Beto to 90 like last week. I just got Fischl to 90 the other week, and I use Fischl a lot. Like time and time again, I get a new character. What the fuck are you doing on this piano? Holy Lord. Jesus, hit it harder. Make it fucking pay. But like it's so much resources go into a new character. And having specific artifacts is optional because you can just jimmy your artifacts around, you know, whatever needs to work. But essentially, you need to have an artifact set for every character. You need to get the character to 80 or 90. Then you got to do their talents. And it's like, oh my god. Talents are expensive. And then you just got to farm Mora. Like, it's just this never-ending cycle. Like, if you get every single character, you're just farming to support these children until they're fully grown. Like, I feel like, right. Oh, true, eh? I mean, you could put a timestamp, like whatever time the stream's at, you could put a comment timestamp and then put it there, and then every time you put up the stream, you could have that clip. Timestamping things is awesome. You just put the timestamp, and then you say what it was, and it's in the comments. But seriously, like, holy shit, it didn't even sound like music to me. I know. Well, it shouldn't even be that. You should just be able to kill stuff. Like, killing stuff has no reward in Genshin. Like, there is no reward to killing anything apart from, you know, drops. Like, and you need that from what? Just the bosses? Like, Hilichurls, yeah, you need the drops to do stuff, but eventually you just have it all. You do not need this shit. Like, you know what I mean? My god, it's doing no damage. Can't damage him at all. Thank you, Leviathan. Leviathan, where's my drop? Yes. You do get experience for killing, but like it's the equivalent of in Oni we're running like Kikaigahara dungeons, but we need millions of experience. Right, exactly. Like it's not worth it. And MiHoYo made level dependent on how much damage you deal to a certain extent. Like if your character's not close to enemy level, then it doesn't really do much. I still think they're going to raise level cap for characters because it said somewhere that maximum talent cap is 15. Like, and you need crowns to take them higher. I think that eventually they're... Exactly. Like, I feel like eventually they're going to make the level cap... well, I mean, they have the resin book things. Like, they have the ley lines. That's already in place. But I feel like eventually they're going to be like, oh, well, you can ascend to level 7. And you can go to 100. And, like, as they'll release more content, I believe they're going to raise the level cap because, like, what the heck? Once you have a party of, you know, Diluc, Mona, Kaching, and Chi-Chi, or whatever, I don't know what kind of party you got going on here, but, like, once you have them all in their 90, like, because you just use all the free wishes you get, like what's gonna possess you to do anything? Bandana? Fuck. I can't get a bandana to save my life. 11 minutes. I got like one bandana. This is damn stupid. No. Yeah, I heard about that. I'm actually wanting... I want a higher world level. Like... See... That it is sad that you quit Genshin, because I find it's fun. I find Genshin's a fun game to play. Like, you cut home from work, you play it. It's just resin management, doing what you gotta do, doing cool combos. Like, I find Genshin fun. I do. But yeah, that's the main thing. Genshin's co-op is very whack. It's like, I'll say it a million times. Like, for the most part, co-op makes you weaker. Like, in the early stages of the game, where people would have 1 or 2 characters built, co-op was amazing, because then you'd have the equivalent of 4 characters built. But once you've built 4 characters and you have team synergy and you're in control of every reaction, you know what you're doing, you can set things up. Like, co-op kinda... Yeah, like, co-op is lackluster. And everything's, like, resin, but not really. You could choose to run a domain and not take rewards, but they put so many fucking messages saying, oh, you're not gonna get anything. Oh, you can't redo this dungeon, you don't have the resin. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sakes. But the co-op is fun for, you know, adventuring. Like, if MiHoYo implemented something like a scavenger hunt or a treasure hunt, like, you just talk to Catherine, it's like, hey, we want to go hunt some chests. And it's like, okay, we'll spawn some chests in the world. Well, now you have a deal. I got another bandana. But, like, if they just said, oh yeah, we've added, like, they just make a big bounty circle and say, hey, we put like 3 chests in there. You and your friend are going to go there and explore, and whoever gets the most chests wins, or whatever. And then, like, if they did something like that, and then at the end of it, you fight like a big boss, and he's got the big chest, and like, you can play prop hunt now. That was the event we had. Like the wind hunter, whatever, the rebels and the aristocrats or whatever, wind thrift, I don't remember what it was called. That was fun, actually. I enjoyed that. But that's like a mini game within the game, you know what I mean? Like, to me, if they want to fix co-op, it's as simple as this. Make every player have 2 characters. Fuck, it's not that easy. But, like, to me, it's literally... I do not like doing co-op... Like, I will not co-op match a domain. And, like, sometimes I do it if it's a domain I freaking hate. Like the talent books in Mondstadt. I hate that. I can do it, but I hate it. It's so slow. I hate that domain so much. You lose all stamina. You can't run. You can't roll. You get hit by ice. It's like so annoying. That I matched for that once, and it was like a mess. People just left. It was like, oh my god. But I hate that domain. I absolutely hate that domain. But in general, like, once a player gets their shit together, you're doing the domain in, you know, under a minute. And, like, when you want to play co-op with someone, it's fun, like, to farm artifacts together and compare the artifacts you get, and it's fun. it's the game, like Aztaha is a boss that is incredibly powerful, and I recommend co-op for him. Like he's fucking crazy. Like if you don't go into Aztaha with like a Zhongli shield or whatever, like it's a fucking hard fight. You got to run away from the tremors. You have to do the phases correctly. It's not like the Wolf where he's pretty much a two-phase fight. Aztaha is a multiple phase fight. You take a lot of damage. You need a healer. Like you have to plan this stuff out. As a single player, you don't have to worry about that. You just fucking do it. Shield, heal, okay, yep, got it, yep, I know all my reactions, yep, cool, got it, okay, bye. And you're done. And yeah, the big dragon that Venti and Dvalin fought. I mean, it's probably gonna come at some point. Why am I farming Anra? Because I need its drops to make the Frozen Shadow weapon. It's a level 128 weapon with 2 damage multipliers and backstrike, the elements being dark and ice. And it's really good. And I want to put my Abyss Ogi on it. I'd probably put the Abyss Ogi and Icicle Punishment, I think. Do I think it's the best weapon in the game? No. I don't. No, Fortune is not the best. Absolutely not. I just think the Fortune looks amazing. I think the Fortune looks beautiful. I love the aesthetics of the Fortune. The Fortune also has an 80% mountain damage multiplier on it. Like, the way I use the Fortune is I use it with a Chiami with Stonespire Barrier. And every time I land a crit, I heal. And Stonespire Barrier hits 15 times a use. So, like, it just, I'm like, as long as I can hit the enemy, I'm like nigh unkillable. But it does have the highest chance of landing a damage multiplier at 80%. That is something that the Fortune has. Well, so if we say the best weapon in the game, it's very, what I'm getting at is it's not going to do very good against a boss weak to fire. It's not going to do very good or as good as another weapon that if you need to use lightning or fire or, you know, whatever you need, right? Like, if I'm fighting a guy weak to fire, I'm going to use my raid. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's no real best weapon in the game at this point. Like, at the time, you could say, oh, the El Sin is the best weapon in the game, because at the time, the El Sin was the strongest weapon in the game. Or the Completion, or the Nadir, or whatever. But now that there's so many options, and damage cap is hit quite relatively, quite easily. You know, it depends. But it's meant, in terms of mechanics, yes, its mechanics are very well thought out. It has 2 damage multipliers, and it has a backstrike effect. And that's the biggest boost to damage around. Mechanically, you can clearly say that it's the best dark weapon and the best ice weapon. Without a doubt. Possibly. There are also some other weapons that aren't out, like that people don't really have, is what I want to say. There's also the 133s, and the 133s, the Purgatory weapons, are fantastic weapons. Especially the Dragon Arcs. The Dragon Arc weapons, I'd say they're better. The Dragon Arc weapons, I'd say that as a class of weapon are the best weapons. The 133 Dragon Arcs. Probably. They're probably some of the best weapons. But they all work together. Like right now there's no 133 for Dark, so the Frozen Shadow Stabber has an option. Right, there's also the Ignis. The Ignis could be better as well. I like Ignis completely slips my mind because I'm just like, oh, whatever. But the Ignis weapon could be really powerful. I don't know much about it. Right now, for the most part, it's not so much about the weapon so much as it is the skills you put on it. Now, a very hyperbolic example is I have a Frozen Shadow Stabber. I have Charge Spike 1, Charge Spike 2, Charge Spike 3 on it. I have Spirit Blast on it, and I have like Rolling Thunder Sublime. So, and it's at plus 100. This weapon's damage will be dog shit ass because I'm using shit skills, and the strongest thing on it will be Rolling Thunder Sublime because it is Rolling Thunder Sublime. It doesn't matter because it's Rolling Thunder Sublime. Doesn't matter what that thing's on, you know, relatively. We're not saying like Oni Dagger or whatever. Right, but I've seen some pretty fucking dumb shit in my time. I've, you know, as much as I wanted to do it, I've seen Water Dragon on Novas. Like, you know, like things happen. But I think it comes down to a combination of the weapon and the skill. Like, if you have a single hit skill like Restriction on a bow, right? Like, not even Restriction Sublime, like just Restriction, and you have Knowledge Mags, and you use Restriction on a completion, and it does damage cap, you have done it. You have literally done the thing. Like, congratulations. That skill is at its max potential. How long did I have? But in the same token, if you took Restriction and put it on the Frozen Shadow Stabber, and you went behind someone, you used backstrike, because Frozen Shadow on Bow and Twin is something else, because you could just have backstrike on the fucker. You could get 12.5 or 12.99999 or 11.99999 damage off the same skill because of damage multipliers. You have the element backing up, and you're doing backstrike. But at the end of the day, damage cap is still damage cap. If whatever build you're doing does damage cap, it's doing damage cap. It's more to do with a baseline of strength. Right. I think every single hit move needs to just not even single hit. No move should have damage cap at all. Then we'd have a real fucking argument. Because if, like, let's just say, for example, if no matter what job I do, I will make, let's say $15 an hour. It doesn't matter how much harder I work, how much more product I sell, it doesn't matter what my numbers are. If no matter what I do, I will always make $15 an hour. I will always make damage cap. You will be damn well sure that my effort that goes into achieving damage cap will be the damn near minimum it requires to achieve damage cap. Like you do what you have to do. Like, you're not going to, Like, where's the sense in, let's say, I don't know, like, you can be overpowered, but if you're using only single hit skills and damage cap is the limit and that's it, that's all, like, you could, like, there's no reason, if you're rolling thunder as damage cap every single tick, there's no reason to go from a white brilliance to 11 133. There would be no difference. They both have like a multiplier for lightning, one is mountain, one is holy. But if they're both damage capping and their multipliers do the same damage, there's no real reason to make that jump, like, apart from just flexing. What do you say? You see, they've never raised damage cap ever. And you guys know I will rant about damage cap every time it comes up as a topic. I think damage cap needs to be removed. Like, why make skills stronger? Like, right now, right, every 10 million there's a cap. Right. Oh, you meant to say 15? Yeah. But I wanted to look at the thing. In terms of damage cap, I think it's going to come down to certain moves that ignore cap. Like, they're coming out with new sublime. Like, there's a water sublime for Odachi. This thing is coming out in like 2020, 2021, and it does the same damage as Restriction Sublime. But Restriction Sublime is like a goddamn arrow that does damage cap to like 2 targets and everything in its path. But this move is like this big swirling ball of water, and the Odachi slams down with it, and it does 2 ticks of, let's say, damage cap. Like, that's its potential. The Sublime, while it is in skill and it is something that's utility for an Odachi player, it does 2 damage cap. Like, that's the equivalent of hitting twice. Like, it does 2 damage. Like, it does 2 increments of the maximum point of damage with the amount of health the enemies have. Like, damage cap is a unit of measure. It's not really, it's a 1 out of 1. Like, every time you hit the enemy, it's like, it's whatever damage you did out of 9999. Like, that's the expectation. Because we have skills like Cursed Arrow on the right target that will do damage cap. And that's a 1 for 1. That's 1 out of 1. You did 100% of the potential damage you did per hit. Right? Like, but if you have a skill like Water Dragon, right, if you have a skill like Water Dragon that, like, if you have a skill like Water Dragon that ticks 11 times, and you manage to land 1.1 million damage per tick of your Water Dragon, in that one skill, that one L1 press, that one cost of SP, you have exceeded damage cap. You have done, at bare minimum, 11 million damage with one L1, right? And then let's go to the damage multiplier factor, or having damage multipliers on a weapon. So let me actually just pull up a weapon really quickly. Frozen Fortune, sure. Oh, no problem, dude. Fuck yeah. You're very welcome. That's really nice. This guy's thanking me for the fuse I sold. So basically this fuse, I didn't realize it was ornamented. I had it up for 200. I said, well, I can't sell an ornamented mag that's not optimal for like a lot. So I cut it down to 100. I don't know who this guy is, but I'm sending friend invite to, because he's a cool guy. Oh yeah, so in terms of damage multipliers, like, so the whole metric of Water Dragon dealing, like, let's say 1.1 million damage a tick, right? That is true. That is true. It doesn't matter what the skill is, it comes down to you as a player. That's absolutely correct. So if we go to my status details right now, I have a hodgepodge build of 100 crit, because I'm something of a bow user myself. And this build has, with the weapon I'm holding, 20 ice, 120 dark, 70 mountain, and 70 wind, and negative 100 holy. Like, this build is not concentrated in anything but crit. But let's say we go with dark as a metric here. Suppression, secession. Oh, okay. Because I have my Cielo on for darkness, and I have a knowledge for darkness and a wind mag for wind. The Frozen Fortune deals a bonus of 1 damage dealt depending on the value of ice element during a critical hit, and that doesn't actually mean a critical hit. It's just that's a chance that it has. It has its own individual value in terms of a brackets critical hit of, it is a bonus damage rate of 20%. It doesn't matter what your crit is, it just says there's a 20% static chance that when you deal damage, there's a 20% chance it will deal a bonus damage. And that bonus damage will be based off of your ice element. So if I use Stone Spire Barrier, a mountain move, and I have a ice element of 20, if that procs, it will look at the value of 20 and add extra damage based on that value to the damage tick that occurs. Now, on the same token, on this weapon, there is a bonus of 1 damage is dealt depending on the value of mountain element during a critical hit at a rate of 80%. Damage cap cannot be exceeded. So there's an 80% chance that it will deal bonus mountain damage. And that will look at my mountain attribute. Oh, that's skill force actually. It will look at my mountain attribute of 70 and say, oh, well, based on this value, that's this intrinsic value on the weapon, it will look at my mountain element when this 80% chance triggers and deal bonus damage based on 70 mountain. But I can, based on the color of the damage multiplier you get, like you can tell, like mountain's this weird, like green glowy color, and ice is like this blue, light blue color. And you'll notice that even if I'm using like an ice skill, you'll see this green glowy color occur, because the mountain proc is triggering. So, to answer your question, it doesn't matter what skill is on the weapon. When it comes to damage multipliers, it all comes down to what element is on your character as a whole, and how many hits your attacks are doing. And it also comes down to the trigger rate of this bonus damage. So, with a trigger rate of 80% on the Frozen Fortune and a 20% on the ice, they're both independent values. It's basically like every time you deal one instance of damage, a coin is flipped with a 20% chance of bonus damage, and a coin is flipped with an 80% chance of bonus damage. And both can trigger respectively per hit. So if you do a move that hits one time, you're doing Lance, you did damage cap with Lance, bravo, and both colors triggered, you will do like, let's say 13,99999, because you had enough elements of both. Like, you will do 2 instances of bonus damage plus the damage you did. And it doesn't matter because you had a Frozen Fortune and you somehow used Thunder Lance. It doesn't check what the skill is. The element you have, the only correspondence the element that the bonus multiplier looks at matters with your weapon is I'm using a mountain weapon. So if I'm using mountain skills, the more mountain element I have will power up the base skill. But the multipliers on it are independent. They don't matter. They just look at your element. So, for example, if if how you doing, Desert Falcon? How you doing, man? So holy fuck, Shikbu talks a lot. But for example, like if I were to be using Shikbu, for example, perfect. If I were to be using Shikbu and I used her big black ball of death, and that thing hits 10 times, and let's say she had damage multipliers for whatever reason. I had Purgatory Dragon Arc mags, and I was using them, and they were based on the value of water and lightning because they're Alsami mags. And I had 3 of them on, and she had 6 instances of damage of multipliers when I used the attack. That means every single hit, like every single hit out of the 10 hits is going to have 6 different chances of dealing bonus damage based on my element. So switch to Riku, for example, in the same scenario, and you're using the move where she just fucking swings her sword like a fucking maniac, and she hits like, I don't know how many times, 30 times, 10 times, fit 20 times, you know? Like if your sword and you were to use Lunge Step Sublime or whatever it is, the water move where you slash 22 times, or your spear and you use Tidal Wave Sublime that hits 26 times or whatever, every single instance of damage would then look at all these instances of damage multipliers and trigger a bonus of, let's just say, 1,000,000 damage per tick. So in an instance where you had multi-hit out the fucking wazoo and you had a shit ton of elemental bonus damage triggers, let's say you're using Sugamo and you use the machine gun thing, it's like brrrrrr, and you do like 100 hits. Well, if you trigger bonus damage at least once per hit, you would do 100 million damage. If that were to occur. So that's basically how it works. And they would just look at your element. So if you're using Sugamo and you just built yourself with like a shit ton of rain and a shit ton of lightning because you're using those mags, you're obviously getting those elements, it would just help. It's not going to look at your individual skill. If I use Stone Spire Barrier, it can still trigger the Ice proc, and Icicle Punishment can still trigger the Mountain proc. It doesn't really matter. My mom is getting better. Thanks for asking, Falcon. She's come a long way in a week and 2 weeks actually. She's able to get up on her own now. She's able to she's a lot more self-sufficient. She can go to the bathroom and things like that. It's a lot better, a lot more freedom, but she still can't go long distances. So it's a work in progress, but she's gonna go for like a scan soon at the hospital. She talked to her doctor the other day. But in terms of things, she's come a long way and she's doing a lot better. Thanks for asking. What is this? Full energy? Oh my god, no, give it to me. Thanks. And all this came from you asking me. Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for asking. What was I gonna say? But yeah, you're asking me like why, like what is the best weapon? So like, realistically, like there is no best weapon. It comes down to the best skills and the best. You love her paintings. Oh yeah, I think I did the tour, and I think I showed her pictures when I did like the house tour and stuff. Yeah, she's painted a lot more. She can't paint for the past 2 weeks though. Did I see your other questions? Probably not. Ray, Dancing Water. Why do people make the El Galgo sin when they don't have lightning flash shot sublime? Well, the answer would be a lot of different options. The first option, they want it. The second option, it's a natural progression for a weapon they've had for a long time. Lightning Flash Shot Sublime was just, it only came out like last year, so they might not have it now, but maybe if they get it in the future, they'd put it on. But at the same time, you'd be better off making a White Brilliance. I made the El Galgo Sin so I could fight Purgatory Sleet. So I could have a ranged option because he was a fucking bastard. And it just, I had Lightning Flash Shot Sublime, so I used it. You know. Like if I was doing a full lightning build, you know, I could just slap it on and do extra free damage. That's all I used it for. But yeah, it's definitely an outclassed weapon, but it still has its uses. Did you have any other questions? Yeah, that's all your questions. Cool. Alright. What time is it? Okay, one. Oh, fuck, it's late. Roku, what are you, pal? Yeah. I had extra drops. Like, Bo's not my, you know, my center of expertise. So I just throw things around. PlayStation servers sound more fun than Steam right now? Well, I mean, we have fun. We're getting updates, you know. But what's wrong with Steam right now? Oh, I gotta get up. I gotta do another Gusto. Shikaboo and probably put you away. You're bad luck, woman. Oh, there's some fucking good luck right there. Wait a minute. You're just gonna lag my fucking game. They extended Yogg for like 2 more months? I've been there. No, I never did. It finally ends. Like, it's like you get Yogg events like that and you're just like, oh man, it's gone. And then you realize, oh shit, Silhouettes, I only got like a month. Fuck. Like, if we had Silhouettes now, we'd only have 2 weeks to get them. Like, holy shit. You're on Steam? I need to know how long are typical updates on Steam? Not counting this Yogg expansion thing you've had, but on average, how long are updates on Steam? And Switch. Where are you headed? No, I'm not headed yet. I need to know how many fucking bandanas I got. You got me monologuing. If I have 14, I'd be surprised. Holy shit, I only got 3. I got 3. That's consistent with my fucking efforts. We did Hades Elios really fast. But we don't usually go for times. Like, it's not really something... If they exist, they just exist because we were farming. I couldn't tell you. They added burn. Oh fuck. Okay. Thanks, Void. So how are you liking Onigiri? You've been playing it for 3 months. How are you liking that? Like as a whole, like the experience. Oh yeah, who was it last? One of the times I streamed, I was talking about like I hadn't seen many Genshin YouTubers recently that I used to watch. I'm glad it's like I'm not glad it's addicting, but yeah, man, that's the feeling. It's fun. It's a fun game. But I'd expressed that like there were certain YouTubers I just didn't see anymore. Like my favorite Genshin YouTuber, oh she's very shy. We've tried before, but she's very shy and doesn't like broadcasting and stuff. What's this? Pop. What was I gonna say? Shit. I don't remember. I was talking about something. Right, I was talking about like how there are certain Genshin YouTubers that I saw before and I don't see them anymore. And like my favorite one, like I found the most thorough was Damon Kim. And why'd she do? Oh, I don't have fucking mags. I'm not using rain mags. So she really needs rain mags to be good? Like he's weak to rain. Ship. When did I boost? I don't remember boosting. Well, I guess I boosted. She's not that good. I thought she'd blow him up. But yeah, like I was looking into that, and someone said, "Oh yeah, this guy quit," and I'm like, "Really?" And I tried to find it, and it was like, "Holy shit, he did! He quit all gacha games." Like, and I could kind of tell it was coming watching him, but I finally looked into it on my own time. You asked me how many stones I have. What do you mean by stones? Oh, I boosted right before I got in? Good. Because I knew I'd forget. But what do you mean by stones? How many stones do I have? Like, dark stones, ice stones, those kind of stones? Or like, Lucifer stones? Infinity stones? I know I don't have enough ice stones. I was farming ice stones the other day. That's probably the last thing I'll have to do is go to like Nether and get ice stones. Hello, welcome to the stream. Me? I don't have that many. Do we need lunar seals? Yes, we do. Why? Don't tell me they babied you. Don't you fucking tell me they babied you. Don't tell me this. I want you to tell me this, but don't tell me this. Don't you dare. I'll go down there and I'll cock slap my PC right in its Steam. Why did the music stop? I thought I paused it. It just stopped on its own. Oh, okay. I'm sorry for your loss or your struggle, but at the same time, I'd be some upset. Yeah, like, Lunar Spirit Seals are very rare. If you guys had Oni mode, if you could do Oni mode with knowledge mags and stuff, you said you had Yogg. Once you get knowledge mags and people start making like night sky bows, you can do Palace Oni like religiously. We did that for like years, and you'd get them in a reward fairly commonly, like at least one a week, from what I experienced. And then there's events. Events just gave them away. Like a lot of events just have like, oh, here's 5 seals or whatever. Like Satan's Neon Korriban has seals in it. Like you wouldn't know this. I don't farm Oni Palace a lot. I farmed it once this whole year. And I have 35 seals in my closet, in my storage. Like, I looked at that number and I'm like, that's disgusting. That is actually repulsive. But just from playing events and gathering materials, what have you. Yeah, like, it catches up on you. Oh, you can? That's really impressive. Like, you've only been playing for 2-3 months. That's really impressive. Like, our whole console, when Oni Mode Kaguya first arrived, Oni Mode Palace was a no-no. It was something people couldn't do. Our party was the first to do it on console. We had to come up with a method to kite the Benkeis. We had to deal with a lot of lag, too. But it was something else. I don't even know if we had knowledges back then. We might have. But that's really impressive. Well, that's not the skill I wanted to use. Not a stamina? Right. See, Steam has packs, and I've said it 1,000 times. If PS4 and PS5 had packs, like for OC and stuff, we oh fuck, she's useless. Someone hit me. I can't get out. Thanks. But I am on PS5. The one who asked. I think I didn't catch your name. It was something with an R. Model ships really in gem. These are ridiculous. Let me see that. Ravax. Yeah, I'm on PS5, PS4, PS5. How I got the Lady Shizuka swimsuit? Shopping Plaza Yokozo? Did they finally take the swimsuits out of the shopping plaza? We used to be able to buy the swimsuits in the shopping plaza. I'm not sure if the Black Cat has them or not, but during summer events they were available for sale, for purchase. Just something I got. Welcome to the stream. Oh, it's not? Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it from the shopping plaza back in the day. The cat might only have it for special vanguards or whatever. But it was part of the shopping plaza when we first got the summer event. So next time we get a summer event, check shopping plaza. Yep, goals are important. One of my goals, which I've still never done, was I wanted to get like a double element Chiami for all elements, but it's just, I don't have time for that. I did want to try to make a horse mag at one point, the mountain and wind one, but just never comes to fruition. There's always something else to do. Like, if horses were reward up this month, I would probably be interested in that. I'm pretty adamant that I'm going to reach 133 very soon. Before this update hit, I was at the E in energy for 132, and I did 40 minutes of EXP today. But yeah, like if we could get a free Vanguard scroll every time we put 50 bucks in, they'd make so much money. Absolutely. Like, I don't even want a scroll. Like, yes, getting a legendary ticket would be nice, but at my possession level of having things, a legendary ticket to me is nice, but it doesn't mean much unless it lands on Dart Miyamoto or something that I don't have, which is less than what I do have. It doesn't really serve me a lot of purpose. Like, if I get another Miyamoto scroll, then nothing in my life changes. But if they did a thing where every time you bought OC, it came with Vanguard scraps, holy lord! Like, we used to have OC campaigns and they just stopped. But if it was like put in place, like they did an OC campaign tomorrow, and it was like up to $1,000, and at $1,000 you got a full Articles of Awakening, Vanguard, mounts, assist, whatever, like a cumulative one, and like every $10 was like a scrap. That would be so worth it. That would be the best. That would be the best thing ever. Like, I remember when PC got it was like the Oguchi Makami. They had an OC campaign. It was like spend $300, get a fucking extraction ticket. I made a whole video laughing about it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, seriously. But legit, they'd make so much money. If we get a cumulative campaign, spend like X amount, get Articles of Awakening, get scraps. Like, every $50, get an Article of Awakening scrap. Or, like, I don't know, double Yozurus or whatever. Like, things like that. Like, if they did a unit that said, hey, roll this unit, we'll give you double, if you got, like, double, exactly. Like, if you got double Yozuru for, like, a unit, like, hey, roll this unit with, like, a shit ton of Vanguards in it, we'll give you, like, double Yorozus. That would be really good. Absolutely good. Very good. But yeah, in the cumulative campaign, it was... They got an extraction ticket. I laughed at it. I said, what are they doing? It's the most tone-deaf thing I've ever heard in my life. Just completely unaware. Like... But yeah, you get to pick the Vanguard. I think I've seen the screenshot of like what you get. Now, if that was every single time, like back when Murasaki Shikibu came out, I was talking about this earlier, I dropped like $1,500. If I would have got a free Vanguard or something every single time, holy shit. A goal? What do you need? Do you want to spend energy? Right now, I recommend doing anything that's reward up. Elios is very daunting. You could go after the Elios weapon, but you know, that's either here nor there. It depends how much far you want to go. If you're capable of doing it, I can't fully recommend that. There's also the Dragon Arc Purgatory Ogi. I hear really bad things about Dragon Arc Hells. The Hades Elios weapon. The Grace. that's around right now. It's on reward up, or not reward up, but dungeon boost or whatever. It's less energy to run it too. It's just for the next 2 weeks. Every day. Is that a fucking no? Jesus. This is the worst island. What is this music? This is too cheerful. Can't handle this. It's not matching my struggle. Gumball from like the Adventures of Gumball and Chum Chum? You got a Purgatory Ogi? Holy shit. Fuck, I only ever got one. What are you guys doing on Steam? You're just going insane. For me, I'd have a lot more stuff if Purgatory wasn't time gated. I'd have a 133 weapon. But the event ended and then like we didn't get it. Like we had a group of people that would have had it. Oh. It still stings to talk about it. It put us in like a purgatory depression. You paid a 134 to carry you? Jeez. You're a High Lord is right. The Void. Jeez. How much you paying? Why do we have like 4 people who are 135? It comes down to the same 200. That's fucking cheap. Level cap changed again? I thought it was 140. But why do we have 4 players that are 135? But yeah, like I was saying, it comes down to the same argument I said before. Damage cap is still damage cap. And apart from the 133 weapons and the 2 135 weapons, level isn't that demanding. It's not that required, not that important. Fuck, can't get shit. Like, if I was level 139, I would not hit any harder than I would now. If nothing else changed. If the number on top of my head changed, it doesn't affect anything. Now, purgatories exist. If I had purgatories and I needed to be 133 to use them, and they did like a bajillion damage, then like Bell Dandy's 135. Like the thing is, like there'd be more people if they cared. Like until you actually have something that requires you to be at 135 or higher, the actual level is of little value. Like, yes, every 2 levels you gain a chakra, which is very valuable. Like 132, I gained a chakra. At 134, you'd gain a chakra. At 136, you'd gain a chakra. At 138, you'd gain a chakra. And at 140, you'd gain another chakra. And that chakra is enough to completely change the fundamentals of the builds we had at a 130 level cap base. But unless a person... Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Now, I did like a bit, but not a lot of experience there. Like, I've tried it. It would probably be a lot better on PS4 to do it. Like, it would be better on PS5 than PS4 to run it, because it would be less laggy. wouldn't DC as constantly. Like, I can stay in game a lot longer than I could in PS4.
道は私が開きます
But it's just a level of dedication. Like, for me, it's like I could spend 200 hours farming this dungeon and level up. Or I could go play any other number of games and do other things with my time. And I did. I played many games. You know, I started playing Genshin. I started doing other things with those 200 hours of just grinding the same dungeon. There's no, oh my god, Daruma's excitement. Like, it's just a constant do it. And you'd just be by yourself. You'd be looking for body parties. You'd be hungry for body parties. You'd be like, I would get mad if my body party fell apart. Like, I'd get upset. I DC constantly. You couldn't realistically stream Dew Creek on PS4 unless you used like Elgato and stuff. Sounds like I needed 300 more hours. Well, on PS5 it's a bit different, but like, the answer to the question of why aren't there more people that are 135, well, the answer to that is before it all had to be done with Experience Dungeons in time, and then they allowed us to use the Experience Dungeon again, and, you know, I waited for that. Like, I'll say it a million times, you either have time or money or both, or one or the other. And like, if you work all day and then you get home and you just run Experience Dungeon, like, you're just working again. Like, it's, you know, like, I thought about this today at work. In 4 hours of Dew Creek, I would get 2 billion experience. And I need like 40 billion to level up at the time. So that's like a lot of fucking time. I can't think of the math right now, but like, to get 2 billion experience in Dew Creek, it would be like roughly 4 hours of constantly playing and doing it, doing everything right, going through the dungeon, not DCing, having your body party, like all this stuff just to get this little number above your head higher. And at the time, there was no apparent need of it apart from purgatories. There was no direct need of it. And even if you had a purgatory, how much more damage are you doing? Dragon Arcs changed that, though. The Dragon Arc weapons are a lot better than the Gargoyle ones. But in terms of time, I just didn't see it as worth it to me. It's not going to change my damage output. It's not going to do anything, and it wasn't worth 200 hours. Now, right now, where it's discounted energy, it's 50 energy instead of 65, and we had 2 instances of this happening. The other time, I just didn't care, but this time I do care. But now that it's cheaper energy-wise, it's the acquisition of it is better. Like, I've done 40 minutes of it, and I've gotten, like, I just need, I don't know how much more experience. But it literally takes me 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes, to get that same experience that would take 4 hours. And even though it costs energy and restoring, that's a price I'm willing to pay for salvation. Like, they never released a better experience dungeon, like a dungeon just to farm that gave you experience. Like, and really, why would they? Why would the developers do that at this point in the game? Like, if they release Dew Creek 2 tomorrow, if they release Dew Creek tomorrow, it wouldn't, and it was like every enemy's like 150 and you're getting like 1 billion experience a run. Yes, that would be god tier. That would be amazing. if you get 1 billion a run, that's so fucking doable. That makes me happy just hearing it. But Cyberstep wouldn't make any money off it. They would not profit from doing such a thing. With the experience dungeon, they profit tremendously because people have to spend, 30 OC every 2 to 3 runs. They profit from it. But in terms of are CLOs worth it? Ultimately, no. CLOs are not worth it. CLOs are mostly like a flex thing. Like that update where we had access to CLO mags, we had it extended for like 3-4 months, I want to say. Like we had it like from May to June. Like not May to June, but like May to July or something. April to June, July, I want to say. Like that was the time we had that event for a long ass time. And with all that time, I got a whole bunch of the Everspawn eggs, and I made 3 CLOs because I could. The difference between a CLO and a mastery is not that much. So as a whole, they're not that worth it. But if you're gonna go balls to the wall, I've made my CLO the best mag I have. By using mag refresher items, reset ornamentations. I did like the best ornamentation and I RNG rolled, and I have a CLO with 2 rolls of Avengers on monsters. It's like a 5 chakra ornamentation. I did 2 rolls of Avengers and 1 roll of Fated Contractor, and my CLO has 33 crit on it, or 32 crit on 1 mag, and it rounded off to 55 chakra, and it's got a constant 170 skill force and a shit ton of dark. So I pretty much use it all the time just for the crit. But that same argument could be applied to horse mags that have 3 ornamentation slots or whatever, assuming you could put that ornamentation on it or whatever. In a general sense, like, no, they're not worth it. But it depends how you use it and how far you're willing to go. Because, like, at the time, the biggest difference between CLO was like, well, you're a Dark Tempest, which sounds really fucking cool, Dark Tempest. But in terms of, like, a Tempest shouldn't be ornamented. Like, relatively speaking, in terms of builds, like, it's like 2 Tempest, Chiami or whatever, something else, or 3 Tempest and a Sparrow. Like, that was the meta. And an ornamented Tempest was just wasting chakra. So to have a mag that rounded off at 55 chakra, that could be ornamented, that could give you critical, was better. Who do I think is the best player? It's probably Bone at this point. Fucking dedicated as fuck. Aja OP. Like, in terms of feats alone, like, the man was soloing Oni Purgatories and shit. Right, like, it's completely up to you. Like, masteries are fine. I have 3 masteries, 3 CLOs, tons of map knowledges. If CLO was like a universal mag, without Vanguards, it's not even the Vanguards, man. It's not even Vanguards, man. Like, that guy does Oni modes by himself. Like, as a wand user, you have range, you have element, you can do whatever you need to do. Like, in Oni Vanguard, like, as a feat of its own, what do you do? Like, we've had a number of very, very, very talented players, like exceptionally like well-known character like people. You know, in my time, we've seen Suji, who was the best player in the original. There was another guy, I can't quite remember his name, but he stopped playing. He had the Wadatsumi mag meta, and he was like hitting millions when we were just barely hitting 30k, like back in Echigo. Like this guy would do double edge cut, Wadatsumi mags. That guy was exceptional. Suji was like the first person with gargoyles when we barely could have gotten them. Have I ever thought of playing have I ever thought of playing Maple Story? No, I haven't. And that's another one, Noel as well. Noel was exceptionally good. Him and his crew were like the best. His crew was really good. It was him and Night Sky and all this stuff. They were awesome. And Bone's just one of those people too. Like, he's exceptionally good, very dedicated, hardcore player. Like, I would be a lot better of a player if, like, my values and how I value things gets in the way of that. Like, for me, and I've said this many times, my goal in a game is to reach a power level in which I don't need to constantly try. Like what I'm doing right now. Like, this isn't, like, I'm just doing the dungeon. Like, I'm going through it, I come here, I L1, I go here, I L1. You know, like, I'm strong enough to do content without needing to excessively try. Like, let's just say, like, you know, you could go into something and, like, perfect block everything and... Oh yeah, Harute, like, they were all the crew. That was their crew, absolutely. Forest, that's right. Oh, the boosting went off. I thought tanking was good, but I personally, like, he got a lot of times, fast times. But I mostly just, like, I don't want to downplay anyone. But I felt like him as an equal, like, yes, he got a lot of times and he did a lot of work. To me, it just felt like, you know, one of the guys, you know? Like, let's just say, for example, we're all Super Saiyans, we're all awesome, like, you know, we were equals. That's how I felt. And then you look at people like Noel and Suji and them, they were like Super Saiyan 2s before their time. Like, you know, it's just like a different, like, holy fuck. And that's going to come from, you know, comparing oneself to others and whatever. I've never played with Gentoki, Ryobi. I've seen their name before. It's like a name of a character. It's in Kagura, I think. I'm not sure. Riona. You said it a minute ago. I've never seen them play. Problem is, I'm out of the loop. Like, I don't play with a lot of people. I know Hades Izanami is really good. They're doing amazing work. They're farming a lot of shit. Haruhi does a lot of work. They farm a lot of shit. They do a lot of things. But I don't play with people. Like, I'd love to play with people. But it just doesn't happen. I work too much. I play other games. I do things. Like, I don't know the current meta of the player base. Let's play. Hey. Man, I remember I used to play with Anakazo back when he wore his nothingness mags. back in the day. Yeah, he's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
私の名はあなたには私がついていますよ。オーラティ、オーラティ。
Fuck. I thought that was just if you wanted to be a certain color. Hey Sato, how you doing? Is it Sorabek? Is that you I saw today? I finally got a fucking bandana, I think. Was that a Igetsu or is that a bandana? I'm not leaving till I find out. Was that a bandana? I got a bandana. Yeah. Miyamoto S tier. It was really good. It was really good, man. I went to work, I literally sat in a chair for 2 hours, did like an hour worth of work, and then I went home. And I'm on vacation now. Starting Sunday, I'm not on vacation yet, but I got 3 weeks of vacation coming. And then I come back on after a long weekend. So if I don't want to go into work that Monday, I don't have to. Thanks. I never heard this one before. I'm just on an auto playlist, but thanks. Right. Like, in terms of comparing, like, player strength and ability and what, it really comes down to what feats they've done. Like, what have they accomplished? You know, like, you know, if someone's got a really, really, really fast fucking time, that's amazing. You know? Like, times are cool, but, like, I don't want to, like, but then times are times, and then it comes down to, well, do they have X Vanguard? Oh, fuck, yeah, they do. Do they have this and this and this? And, you know, like, if I said right now, oh, I have the #1 Hades time in the Nether, well, let me tell you something, bud. You got the best internet speed. Like, ah, there it is. 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 No, KG is for people who spent thousands of dollars and kept your server running. KG is for people who made the conscious choice of I'd rather get a mage of KG than fucking, what's his fucking name? Siegfried. Probably. I actually enjoyed using KG against Abyss. Like, it was fun. Like, I felt like I was a vanguard for the party. Like, when we did Abyss with, like, Fisher King and lots of people, Brahms, I felt like I was a vanguard in KG. Like, I was there to distract the boss and fight him until my teammates could fill up their vanguards or get in the party or whatever. And it kind of felt like I had a role. It was really fun because you could be this tank, you know, like, unless he did his black hole bullshit, like, you weren't dying. And you were there to, like, beat the shit out of him within 3 minutes. And then while your timer runs out, like, your buddy turns into Meta KG or whatever they brought with them, Riku, whatever it was. And, you know, the party was going. We had a game plan. It was fun. And KG lets you be this, like, you know, this tank. This DPS tank. It's really fun. Because it's a unique, overpowered function. But it was fun. Like, I actually had a lot of fun farming Purgatory Abyss. Nothing like Sleet. Holy fuck, Sleet's freeze bullshit. Holy Jesus. There's someone on Steam that dropped 10,000 and said he would have put more if KG was out. Hey, Blue, how you doing, man? Nice comment the other day. 10K? 10K? On Steam? Fuck, you guys' servers are good. I don't think I've dropped 10K in my life in this game. 10K? Like, usually I'll drop like dolphin numbers. Like, I'll put like, you know, 300 an update. Like, I usually get Vanguards like $300, 400. Like, not really 400. Like, Ifrit was like 300 back in the day. Leviathan was 400 something in a Yorozu or whatever. But my biggest spending instances were like 1,000 for Miyamoto, 1,500 for Shikaboo, and then a bunch of smaller increments. But that just comes down to luck. Like KG was 600 something. So, and even for KG, I used a scrap and I used another thing. Yeah, your Yozuraku will sit right fucking next to Shizuka. Like, just on the fucking corner. Yeah, I haven't seen Magenta since, like, that day. But yeah, Red, I see Red Fish King all the time. I see Hades a lot. Like, absolutely. Oh yeah? It kind of makes sense. With how many players that have dropped off and stopped playing, like, you know, usually one or two still do. Like from their original teams and stuff. It's kind of like an Akatsuki kind of thing. Yeah, Alucard Vandy is an OG player. Yeah. Oh yeah, Angela? That's really cool. That's really cool. Let me get my phone so I can look at the full comment, though. I only saw bits of it. Really? You farmed 2 Cielos? Jesus. That's crazy. What are you going to do with the Cielos? Are you going to go my route for Cielos? Or are you just... What are you doing? Oh yeah, there's lots of BR players. Yeah. Always, yeah. I just met one the other day. Brahms, and he had another friend. Can't remember their name. Yeah, I think Renato still plays a lot of BR players. Yeah. Oh, fuck. You can't say those words to me. 10 OC fucking restore. Yeah. Jesus. Why? I wish we had 10 OC restorers. Sublime Dan. Oh. If I had one thing to say to Sublime Dan, apart from nice, you're doing awesome. But if I have one thing to say is stop putting your stall in front of Chifuri. I don't want to click on it. I want to go in the dungeon.
波にだ
Please. Stop. Yes, I could change channel, but that's beneath me. I don't know. Fuck. It bugs me. Any stall right in front of Chifuri just drive me right up the fucking wall. Oh my god. Why is I thought Anra would be the easiest fucking one. I know. I thought like, and to be honest, that's what things come down to in the end. I know there are. Like, in the end, oh fuck, we're crashed. I'll bring this back in a sec. But, like, in the end, once you have vanguards and stuff, oh fuck, PS5's good. I love PS5. Makes Onigiri fun. Once, all is said and done and you have enough vanguards to do what you're feasibly going to need to do, all your OC goes to energy, and it's not that bad. Like, comparatively speaking, it's not bad at all. So yeah, stream's gonna go down. It's gonna come right back though, so if you guys want to refresh your browser, by all means. I have error 0000. That's a different one. I'll remember that.